After Stephanie McMahon announced her shock resignation last night, there are now unconfirmed reports and rumors that WWE has been sold to the Saudi Public Investment Fund. We've got the very latest details on this massive, history-making, possible, game-changing announcement. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of WWE. And if you thought last night, Stephanie McMahon, her resignation from World Wrestling Entertainment was a big story, it's about to get even bigger, because over the course of the night, over the course of the last sort of 12 hours or so, there are now unconfirmed reports that WWE has indeed been sold. This whole exploring strategic alternatives is happening very, very quickly, because it's being reported that WWE has indeed been sold, been purchased by the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Let's get straight into this, because according to some reports, again, this is unconfirmed as of right now, WWE has reportedly been sold to Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Now, according to Stephen Mulhausen of DAZN, WWE will, quote, go back to being private for the first time since it became a publicly traded company in October 1999. Mulhausen further tweeted, quote, it's unknown if Vince McMahon will return as head of creative, but it is expected by some people. Now, as I mentioned, this report comes just hours. Honestly, hours. At the time of recording this, I've woken up and overnight it feels like the wrestling world has exploded. The last thing I saw before I went to bed last night was Stephanie McMahon had announced her resignation. I've woken up and the company's been sold. It's a crazy 12 hours or so. But the report comes after hours. Hours after, Stephanie McMahon announced her resignation and chairwoman of co-CEO of WWE, following which a WWE press release confirmed that Vince McMahon had unanimously been elected back as the executive chairman of the board. Now, the talk of a potential WWE sale picked up steam last Friday after the formerly retired McMahon, the controlling shareholder of WWE, reinstated himself to WWE's board of directors and announced that the company was preparing to undertake, quote, strategic alternatives with the goal to, quote, maximize value for all WWE shareholders. The statement was widely interpreted as McMahon's intention to sell the company. Subsequently, WWE had hired JP Morgan to advise the company on a potential sale, with financial analysts earmarking Comcast, Disney, Endeavor Group Holdings, Amazon, and Netflix as potential suitors to purchase the world's biggest wrestling promotion. While there was chatter about Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund entering the fray as a bidder, the latest betting odds released Tuesday predicted Comcast as the leading suitor to pull off a sale of WWE. Now, as of right now, again, at the time of recording this, WWE has yet to confirm or deny DAZN's report of its sale to Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Again, this is being somewhat not denied, but a lot of people are saying, well, I haven't heard that. Now, on social media, the sort of chatter of it really began to pick up pace by Brian Alvarez. Brian Alvarez posted a tweet saying, quote, I think monster news is imminent, and didn't really say what that was. And then, as I mentioned, we got the tweet from Stephen Mulhausen from DAZN saying, quote, sources, WWE has been sold to Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. The company will go back to being private. Unknown if Vince McMahon will return to head of creative, but it's expected by some people. Now, let's get into some of the reaction of that too, because it was also tweeted by Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net saying, quote, for what it's worth, I'm told the Saudi deal is done and they're taking the company private. So a couple of people going out there on record saying that WWE has officially been sold. Again, no confirmation from WWE as of right now. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful's taken a bit more of a measured approach to this, which I think is the right approach, saying, quote, hey guys, one of the hot rumors is that Saudi buyers are interested in WWE. I've gained no actual information thus far to indicate this is actually happening, outside of a few vague hint and messages from people outside WWE. WWE contacts claimed to not know what the hints were about. He also says, quote, more on the hot Saudi rumor that the WWE sale is done, they'll go private. I haven't confirmed any of this at all, but hey, you guys want to know what all of the dark Twitter tweets are about? He also says Bovada, which sent Fightful betting odds just hours ago on who would buy WWE, is no longer taking bets. So some people suggesting that's where it comes from. He then continues by saying, quote, again, nobody in WWE has confirmed this. Some have even said they don't believe it. Quote, wrestling Twitter tweeted things so loud and vague, they were startled by their own echoes, I think, is a message I was sent by a colleague and something I completely agree with, and could very well be the case. I'm sure WWE will need to say something sooner rather than later. Brent Brookhouse, who is a writer for CBS Sports, again, a big outlet, quote tweeted Sean Ross Sapp saying, again, nobody in WWE has confirmed this. Some have even said they don't believe it. Brent said, quote, I can't even get a response from basically anyone in WWE. As I've said all night, this is all second and third hand stuff that I've heard anyway, but everything is hitting the same notes. That said, it could all have the same incorrect starting point and have spread outward. The reality is, I don't think anyone is going to have any sort of confirmation on anything tonight. It's after 11 p.m. Eastern time on a weeknight. You're not getting an announcement or real confirmation on something like this until Tuesday, this time rather on the Tuesday, saying it could be happening possibly some point today. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, as of right now, they're still a publicly traded company, so they'd have to do something before stocks open, I would guess. Again, I don't know. I'm not a financial expert. Now, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has also gone into further detail on these rumors, saying the rumors were started off by Brian Alvarez's vague tweet, which was, of course, which I just mentioned. It's not been clarified by he or Dave Meltzer as of right now. As of now, we don't even know what the WWE Saudi Arabia rumors are, even what they were referencing. Several other vague tweets among media emerged, and Fightful learned rumors of a WWE sale to Saudi Arabia. They have nowhere near confirmed this as of right now, and plenty doesn't add up as of at the moment. People on the writing team for WWE and on the production side of the company have not been informed of a sale right now. Zero talent that Fightful have heard from have been told anything about a possible sale. There hasn't been any briefing on this whole situation. No talent that they've spoken to also have asked for their release, but there was at least one talent that told Fightful reportedly on the record that they'd be done if it happened. Again, that being a sale to Saudi Arabia. Of course, there are several talents that refuse to go over to Saudi Arabia when they do perform. There are some that aren't even allowed to go over to Saudi Arabia, so that would certainly change a lot of things as well. There has been an incredible amount of concern as well, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, among staff and talent regardless. With Vince McMahon back in control, once again, the perception is that if there was a sale, Vince McMahon would make it a caveat to that sale that if I sell to you, you have to have me in charge. You have to have me as the head of creative for the company, for the product going forward. Again, if that was the case, several talent would consider walking away from the company. Now, as far as when it comes to Stephanie McMahon's resignation, of course, that was the big news last night. A shocking piece of news that probably shouldn't be so shocking. Stephanie McMahon has resigned as CEO and chairwoman of WWE as Vince McMahon has returned and taken the executive chairman spot. In a report last night from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, WWE confirmed to Fightful that Nick Khan will be serving as the solo CEO of the company, and it was reiterated via a WWE source that Triple H is still the chief content officer. Again, this was all before the Saudi rumors broke last night, but it was confirmed that Triple H is still the chief content officer and is still in charge of live events and talent. This has been repeatedly stressed to Fightful, but I suppose anything can change. It was portrayed to Fightful as if Stephanie McMahon was resuming the leave of absence she's taken last year before returning to work months later when Vince McMahon stepped down and later retired. Stephanie has remained well liked among staff and talent that Fightful have spoken to, as has Nick Khan, who will assume more of her duties. Stephanie, of course, led an employee meeting on January 6th where she admitted, quote, there's naturally some animosity before correcting the term to angst regarding some feelings about Vince McMahon forcing his way back into the company. Much of Stephanie McMahon's own team, of course, was dismantled in major cuts during the pandemic. Several WWE talent also messaged Fightful, very confused by the situation, asking what it, quote, really meant for both Stephanie and Nick Khan, with the assumption that Vince could be on the horizon, becoming once again the CEO of the company. The general consensus that Fightful gauged was uncertainty of what a move like this actually means. One talent heavily stressed that they believe Vince McMahon taking over creative duties would lead to public frustration from their roster. Another source said that they're hopeful this means a sale is coming, and again, this was all before these Saudi rumors broke late last night. As far as the reaction to it, the thing is, and I know people said, oh, they'd never sell to the Saudis, they never do anything like that. Of course they would sell to the Saudis. WWE is already very much in bed with the Saudi Public Investment Fund. They have these huge events every year. All of, so far, the revenue they've generated from these Saudi shows that began in 2018 is more than any ticket revenue from all of the WrestleManias in history combined. That's how much money they make. It is the biggest grossing thing of the year that they do. And as far as what other things? Oh yeah, but this is terrible. How could they sell to that? The Saudi Public Investment Fund owns Newcastle. They own Live Golf. They have stakes in Uber, Disney, Facebook, Activision. The list goes on and on and on. There are plenty of huge companies bigger than WWE that the Saudi Public Investment Fund either owns or has a huge stake in. Now, it's going to be interesting to see again what the partners of WWE, how they would react to this. Of course, the Saudi Public Investment Fund, the Live Golf golf tournament, golf tour, couldn't get a TV deal in the United States. Would WWE have a similar situation? We ultimately, at the moment, just don't know. Again, at the moment, we are dealing with a lot of unconfirmed reports, unconfirmed rumors. So until we really know anything, we can't speculate too much. I'm sure there will be plenty of more to come out today. And of course, we'll do a much bigger breakdown later on today as more information comes out. I just wanted to hit this news straight away because I've just woken up to it and it's my reaction a bit like you guys. It's crazy what's going on right now. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As mentioned, there's going to be so much more going on with this today. So keep an eye out. Stay tuned because plenty more is coming. I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.